Hello, my name is Julia Parker and I am the 8th grade Social Studies teacher at Smith Middle School in Cobb County. I also serve as the Social Studies Department Chair and was recently voted Teacher of the Year. This is my capstone project for the Masters in Education Instructional Technology program at Kennesaw State University. The title of my capstone is Online Academic Support Platform for 8th Grade Social Studies. This capstone took place at Smith Middle School in Cobb County, Georgia. Out of Smith's 320 8th graders, more than 40 qualify for special education services. Nearly all of these students have major deficits in reading and vocabulary, which affects their performance in social studies. These students need accommodations and assistive technology to aid in achieving their academic goals. The school's SSP indicates that reading comprehension is at the top of the list for improved student achievement. By conducting a needs assessment of teachers, administrators, students, and other interested parties, it was ascertained that there is a need for an online learning platform database for making accommodations to enhance learning in the social studies classroom. This capstone took place in an 8th grade social studies classroom and served as a resource for students with disabilities, as well as ESOL students and other students in need of remediation. Students used mobile technology to learn how to utilize Web 2.0 tools to meet their unique learning needs. Students were introduced to an online learning platform developed by the candidate that used a variety of tools to enhance their learning in social studies. Weebly, screencasts, VoiceThread, Quizlet, and Padlet were used to enhance their strengths and address their weaknesses to master learning goals. The candidates strive to provide a student-centered learning platform that encouraged self-advocacy and higher-order thinking skills, as well as increased independence and self-motivation. The objective of this capstone was to create an online learning platform in Weebly in which students and teachers have easy access to differentiated resources and accommodations for the 8th grade social studies curriculum. Through this project, students were able to utilize multimedia tools to access 8th grade social studies standards, access supplemental material to enhance content mastery through the Weebly platform, increase vocabulary acquisition through use of online tools, utilize student-driven learning experiences through teacher-guided simulations, use digital tools to perform self-assessments to determine learning style as well as personal strengths and weaknesses, and to increase reading comprehension, participate in real-world applications and simulations by producing work for a variety of audiences. Deliverables were aligned to the classroom and standardized assessments. Student growth was measured using benchmark and common assessment data. Students also took part in diagnostic assessments prior to the beginning of the 2 units included in the capstone. Additionally, students were engaged in self-assessment and reflection throughout the project. During the Civil War unit, the project provided increased vocabulary acquisition through both screencasts and Quizlet, enhanced knowledge of and development of the American Civil War, WebQuest to aid in analysis of impact of the Civil War, resources to aid in evaluation of key political, social, and economic changes that occurred in Georgia between 1877 and 1918. During the New South unit, the project provided a means of blogging about the political career of Eugene Talmadge and his opposition to the New Deal programs to show content mastery, increased vocabulary acquisition, again through screencasts and Quizlet. A student created Padlet of the economic factors that resulted from the Great Depression to show content mastery. A student created online book of the effects of the New Deal programs. Students were given diagnostic assessments prior to the beginning of the project. The first diagnostic assessment focused on the students' familiarity with the technology tools and their computer skills. Questions included the frequency of computer use as well as their comfort level with technology. They were also asked about their experience with specific Web 2.0 tools such as Weebly, screencasts, Quizlet, and blogs. According to the results of the assessment, over 90% of students either had a computer at home or had access to a smartphone or tablet, which would allow access to the online learning platform at home. However, many of the students were not as familiar with the Web 2.0 tools. After analyzing the result, the candidate decided to provide tutorials on the effective use of the tools in question. The next diagnostic assessment was a reading inventory screener to ascertain reading level. Flexible grouping was utilized to maximize differentiated resources. The third diagnostic was a content pre-assessment to probe for prior knowledge. Post-assessments and benchmarks were also used. After the pre-tests were given, students began actively using the online platform on Weebly. The site was divided into two units, Civil War and Reconstruction, and then the New South. Students had assignments to complete and activities to work through in each unit that aligned to the learning targets in the classroom. Activities included tutorials, screencast presentations, Quizlet vocabulary, as well as other performance tasks. To ensure equitable access to technology, the candidate opened up a computer lab both before and after school. Throughout the implementation of this capstone, there were several barriers. The first barrier was in student participation and pacing. For a variety of reasons, absences, discipline issues, ISS, OSS, some students were not moving through the program at the same pace as other students. The second barrier was students' familiarity with the technology tools, including Microsoft Office. For example, the students were asked to keep a journal by typing into a Word document. Some students were unfamiliar with the format or how to save their work. I had not anticipated this problem, as I had focused on the prior screening on their familiarity with other Web 2.0 tools. To analyze data for this project, the candidate focused on special education students. 5 boys and 5 girls were randomly selected for data analysis. The chart shows the data from Unit 1 for these 10 students. As you can see, all students made significant growth in the content of the first unit. The second unit was even more successful as the students became familiar with the technology tools. Overall, the candidate and her team were pleased with the results and plan to continue use of the platform as well as develop the platform to include other units within the 8th grade social studies curriculum so that it may be used all year long. The key component of this capstone was facilitating the effective use of 8th grade social studies content. In order to create learning opportunities for engaged learning, and the teacher acts as a facilitator by providing rich learning experiences that include problem solving, authentic tasks, and collaboration with peers. The online learning platform provided opportunities for engaged learning that increased the depth of learning beyond that which students would experience without the effective use of technology. The candidate created opportunities for students to collaborate in differentiated groups as they worked through the units of study. After sharing their work, students were encouraged to give their peers feedback. I learned to facilitate technology with varying groups of students with a wide range of abilities and technology skills. Additionally, I learned how to be a technology leader not just in my classroom, but in working with other teachers around the school. Leadership and technology go hand in hand. Leaders must play a proactive role in encouraging the use of technology in every classroom. In collaborating with the 8th grade social studies team to create the focus for these modules, it piqued the interest of other teachers who were willing to try this model too. Through this capstone experience, I demonstrated the ability to be a leader in my school and beyond. Throughout this capstone experience, I was guided by and reflected on the knowledge, skills, and dispositions necessary to be a technology leader. In order to be a successful technology leader, a teacher should keep in mind the broad spectrum of standards and principles that have been proven to create successful learning environments. This capstone project required that I have a thorough understanding of Web 2.0 tools for the creation and implementation of units of study on the online learning platform. Additionally, I incorporated the ISTE standards as well as the National Education Standards for Teaching and creating engaged learning opportunities in this project. Through this capstone experience, I was able to demonstrate visionary leadership by collaboratively planning and sharing with other educators the modules within the online learning platform. I demonstrated the knowledge, skills, and dispositions to encourage, inspire, and lead the development and implementation of a shared vision for the effective use of technology to promote excellence and the transformation of classrooms within my school and beyond. Through the modeling of research-based best practices in creating technology-enhanced, authentic learning experiences in 8th grade social studies and the analyzing of data from formative and summative assessments through the data team process, other teachers outside social studies see the benefit of using such platform as a model in their own classrooms. In addition, I exemplified PSC Standard 3.3 by developing, modeling, and facilitating the use of online learning digital content and learning networks to support and extend student learning and expand opportunities and choices for professional learning for both teachers and administrators. The online learning platform also included components in which I modeled and promoted digital citizenship and responsibilities. Finally, I have some recommendations for future implementation. Reflecting on the learning experience, one area for improvement is community involvement. Although students participated in the online learning modules mostly during class time or before or after school in the computer lab, very few students took advantage of using the resources outside of school. In future, I would suggest making better effort in informing and involving parents and other stakeholders of the significant impact of using the Weebly platform. It is suggested that greater use of the resources in the home environment would lead to greater success for students overall. I would also encourage the use of such a platform from the beginning of the school year, not only to enhance the learning experiences of the lower quartile students, but to extend and deepen the experience for accelerated student populations. Here are the references used to guide this capstone project.